Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day
I'm
today.
here. I'm here.
It wouldn't
Welcome
be
to speak. I'm
allegedly
here.
because he
Welcome to
was
speak. I'm
charged.
here. Welcome to speak. I'm here. Welcome to speak. I'm here.
Why, those
Welcome to
must be
speak. I'm
some
here.
good wings.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Who you with, Kirk, dog?
Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kirk Dog. I'm Who You With, Kirk Dog. I want to welcome everyone to the show. Hopefully, y'all been having a great week this week. Man, it's Thursday. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always in the house, kicking it. Anchor.fm. Welcome to the show. Y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. Um, you know what time it is. It's Thursday night. My little sister is in the house. I don't know what's going on with my microphone, so I'm gonna switch up real quick. My little sister is in the house, so we're gonna get ready to get this started because we have a lot on the plate tonight. One thing, Miss RsKee Rant, she gonna do it up tonight. Have some stuff on her mind, so she gonna get it off. Um, Also, the news of this week been Roe versus Wade, the overturning of that. So we're gonna hit on that tonight. We want to know your opinion about it. You can chat live with us, and you can also call in. Also, 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. And also, we're going to talk about Tracey Kay McKee out of Arizona. We're going to talk about her, and then we also going to talk about Pamela Moses, and we're going to talk about the difference between them and see the outcome of it. So we're going to talk about both of those tonight. So I'm not going to make her wait no longer. My little sister is in the house. She ready to get this rant off. Miss RsKee, what's going on?
Yeah, nothing much.
You trip me out of how you be all hype before we come on, then turn around. Oh, nothing much.
No, I'm about the same, bruh. They did
Oh,
great. Yeah, I'm like,
happy Cinco de Mayo to you. What you sipping on tonight?
water.
I made something.
Drinking from a glass that my partner in crime got me is Partners in Wine,
Woo!
but I'm drinking water.
Don't light a match. That's all I can say about that one. Don't light a match because it's strong. And I did it to myself.
What? Your wife didn't do it this time?
No, when you text me, I was trying to get it. I'm gonna blame you for it because when you text me, I'm trying to rush to
Don't
get it
blame me.
to the computer. So I had a heavy hand trying to fill the glass up too far. I wasn't paying attention to how
Like
much I
Jamie
was
Foxx
putting
said, don't blame me. Blame it on alcohol.
in. Be like, it is Cinco de Mayo. And my wife and I, we did like we normally do. Um, I go to a restaurant. I'm not gonna say the name, nothing popular, but the little restaurant. And I say they had $5 margaritas and
Oh,
40
yeah, I saw that too.
and 40 cents. Um, what is it called? Oh Lord,
Like those shots
yeah, they
for.
add the shot to it, Grand
Oh,
Marnier.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have. Yeah, if you upgrade for 99 cents, you can get the Patron.
but I didn't know that.
Oh,
I
listen,
I
every
I,
year. It's my
it,
favorite place. I know everything.
I would have got the Patron. Uh,
Next
that
time you know.
that clear get you right. that that brown make you act a little nut. Can you smell that off my bro? Because it's so strong. I figured you could smell it.
I don't know, but I see your eyes water.
Okay. So how was your week this week?
I mean, I guess it was all right. I didn't have to go into work today. I worked from home, and it never fails. Like whenever I don't want to go in, like when I just want to lounge in my pajamas and binge watch TV, that's when I get 5,000 manual check requests. But today and yesterday and today I got dressed. Nothing.
Well, they probably took off for Cinco de Mayo. They probably
No.
started celebrating. Oh,
These people don't ever. They don't care. I
uh,
mean, but one somebody sent one in late after hours, so but that's like we don't do checks after a certain time. So
well,
after 3 o'clock tomorrow,
cut off.
because
Cali-
everything like we don't have time to send it to funding. We don't have time. Is we're done.
Well, they'll get
So
it tomorrow.
yes.
What one more day gonna hurt?
Well, it's California, so they have to make sure they have penalty pay. But the form wasn't even completed correctly, so I sent it back. I was like, complete the form fully. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Complete it, send it back in. I get it in the morning.
Yep.
So California get penalty pay. How that work?
Well, you have to. They're an immediate pay state, and they're not the only one. You have to pay. Like if somebody's fired today, they need to have their check tomorrow.
Oh,
But this person quit 5 o'clock our time, so it ain't getting done.
mm.
So they need to make sure all hours are there because they got all them unions and they be suing people left and right. So yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, because when you said this person quit at 5 o'clock our time and they try to
Well,
get their
they're
check
yeah.
today, that's why it's important that we get out and vote. Um, early, I want to say early voting is still going on.
I think so.
Um, and I think it may not, I don't know, but it should be happening. So definitely get out and vote. And no matter where you are, matter of fact, and I'm gonna say this before Miss Risky get into her rant. If you are in Georgia, if you're in Georgia, please follow Marcus for Georgia. Marcus for Georgia. Um, the brother is doing some big things there. He tried to go to a rally with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's radio secret admirer, but he's not on yet, so we can say that. But they told him he was toxic. He couldn't go there. So, and we know how Marjorie runs. So we need to go ahead and get somebody in there that could take her out of office. Georgia, y'all have been watched. So definitely get out there and do what you need to do and vote. Make sure you vote smart because we don't need Herschel Walker in there either. Don't let his fame get your vote. Because he's talking about you have a cure for COVID. If he had a cure for COVID, he would have announced it by now. But and speaking of
His
COVID,
cure is probably just common sense. Stay in the house.
yeah. And speaking of COVID, here in Texas, they are saying our numbers are going back up because Omicron. So
Of course, I mean it's almost like it's kids are getting out of school. We just got over a break. People are congregating, so like, and a lot of people like never reported symptoms, so it's been high because we got those home kits,
yeah,
and a lot of times you're asymptomatic, so you don't know, and nobody's being honest. They're just living life, and they're like, I don't care.
not even using a kid. And the thing is, one hospital reported earlier this week here in Dallas, and I'm forgot which one it was, but they said that they have seen more deaths this week in a while, or more COVID cases, serious COVID cases coming in. And the problem is, and I've said this before on the show, once they mailed out the home kits, people not reporting them, they not doing what they supposed to do, and come out, guess what? When they go to the hospital, they in serious trouble. Matter of fact, my wife and I had to do some running around, so she had to stop by a local store that was doing COVID testing. And some guy came in there with no mask on, talking about, I need one of those tests. No mask, coming inside the building. In most stores, if they do COVID tests, they tell you do not come in. And he came in with a mask on. So
Without a mask or with a mask.
without one, no mask at all. So the thing is, people it's not taking it serious because they closed a lot of testing sites down. So definitely um, take this serious. The numbers are going up. They're going to continue to go up as long as people don't do what we're supposed to do. I told you, if I mention his girlfriend, he'll show up. Hey, what's going on? Radio Chaos is in the house. I said, hey, Kurt Dog, Miss Risky. We just got finished talking about your secret admirer, Marjorie Green. So definitely get out and vote if you're in Georgia, no matter where you are. Please get out and vote. But Miss Risky, you ready for your rant?
Yeah, this will be a quick rant. And if my aunt's on, sorry, because I know you don't want to hear about these people. I'm sure people are tired. But the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. Like, all right. So basically, if you don't know, Amber Heard is they're both actors. Amber claimed that Johnny Depp physically abused her throughout their relationship when he was either drunk or on drugs. Now, and both claimed extramarital affairs, so nobody's innocent in this situation. According to the Hindustan Times, Johnny Depp claimed that Amber Heard allegedly punched him on the night that when he realized that I guess he lost 650 million. I don't know how. I don't care, but she punched him in the face. Not only did the actress allegedly punch Johnny Depp, but she admitted to hitting him in a phone recording that was released during the 2020 trial that they had. Um, so after she admitted all of her assaults, um, there was one call or message that stated, she explained, I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I effing sometimes get so mad I lose it. So in this whole trial, she's trying to paint him as the villain. Now, this man has lost out on $22.5 million deal for the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. He got dropped from his agency, all because of her claims of physical abuse, which was, I think, a little premature because none of these things were proven. Everyone in her circle, or both circles, and makeup artists, they said, we've never seen bruises on her. Like him, like he almost lost a finger because she threw a bottle at him. Like everything, she's the aggressor or instigator. And she's admitted that during this trial. They have voice messages where both of them are sending angry messages to each other, but then they have like weird sense of humors where they were like kind of evenly matched, just in their weirdness. Um, but I think that he shouldn't have gotten canned from his agency, like without knowing the facts. And that's something that we promote in the show. Come and bring your facts, and then we'll judge you later. Everyone already judged him in the industry, but now everybody's realizing, oh wait, we made a mistake. It's her. She's the problem. Um, One of there's a psychiatrist, Dr. Shannon Curry, that says she met with Heard for 12 hours, as well as reviewed her medical, legal, and psychiatric records to reach her diagnosis. And she described the disorders as two sides of the same coin that feature dramatic, erratic, and emotional behavior. So it was also noted that Amber sent a text message, a video of a picture to Johnny Depp of a poop in his bed that she did. Now, who does this? Like, and he said he laughed it off, and he didn't return home that night, which I wouldn't either. Like, how? Like, what is your mental status that you're like, I'm gonna poop in the bed as a joke? And she said this in the trial. Yes, it was a joke. It was a bad joke. Do you have friends that joke like this with you? I wish you would poop in my bed. I don't care who you are. But like I said, listening to both sides, both of them are wackadoo. I love my Johnny Depp, and I was always Team Johnny to begin with because she was weird. And they're both in need of some therapy. They both acknowledge sending each other angry emails and text messages. Um, but of course, most of this trial is showing that she's the aggressor. She hasn't denied that. She hit him in the face. She slapped him in the face. She's thrown things at him. He almost lost a finger because of her. And not one person can say that he laid hands on her. He hasn't said that he's laid hands on her. Um, and so my issue is that we automatically side with the women who claim sexual abuse or any other type of physical abuse. And most of the time, the man is vilified and immediately dismissed without even uh, validation. And, and a lot of times he's blacklisted, and, without proof of wrongdoing. So I'm not saying that Johnny is innocent because, I mean, he may have hemmed her up a little bit, you know, but, somebody who puts in bed, you may need to lay hands to back him off. Fine. But he shouldn't have been in that relationship to begin with because I don't think she came, this came after the fact. I think she was nutty to begin with. But, uh, you know, uh, all the evidence that's presented in text, voicemail, and out of Amber's own mouth, she's the aggressor, she's the abuser. And since Johnny was fired and lost all his money from the Pirates movie that was, that they were planning on doing, um, they should fire her from the Aquaman project. I mean, her role is only 10 minutes, but they can replace her with another actress to do her little 10-minute scene and peace out. But she should get the same penalty as he did, and and I think he is filing suit with his agency for the preemptive strike to get the money he lost. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's my rant. Like, listen, let's start getting proof of these incidences before releasing people, you know, prematurely. So
Well, well, I really haven't been keeping up with it, but
it just comes on my feed, and so I'm just like, and then my aunt was like, "I'm so who cares about them?" I was like, "Well, I don't care, but I like him.
well,
He's wackadoo, but
the thing is with when I heard her get on the stand the first day she was on the stand, and she said it's not looking good for me. I said, hell, she might as well just pay the man and get it over. But at the same time, no abusive relationship is good. What if it's mentally, physically, it's not good. And if you see these signs, you need to get out of it because it's only going to get worse.
yeah,
Miss
that's why I
Brit,
find it hard to believe that she didn't present these kind of behaviors before they got married. Uh,
exactly.
Unless he was one of those who, but he clearly on some occasions seems impaired, so he probably wasn't in his right mind anyway during this whole relationship. you know but I don't know him personally, I don't know her personally, but you see these signs before you even get married, and as a celebrity you need to be a little more on guard. And the fact that her exes, like one of them was Elon Musk, and there's a photograph of them together and he has a bruise on his face. He didn't even come to her aid. He was like, oh, not in it. He's like, I'm just couch surfing and taking people to the moon,
You think?
and her, and then James Franco, who has his own issues, didn't come to her aid. He was like, mm-mm. Like, I don't know if it's out of fear or they just don't want to be involved. But yeah, um, and y'all can see those photos of because that's the thing that's out there with her and Elon Musk, and they're walking hand in hand, and he's got a big old red bruise near his eye. I was like, whoa. So I'm not
Well,
saying she did it. I'm just saying it looks suspect.
well, I'm like this. They both have issues.
Right.
Hopefully Johnny is clean now.
No, he's
Oh, uh, well,
he's living his best life, and we should just leave him alone.
yeah. But either way, no abuse is good. Now I will say this: you are right that a lot of people, when it come down to it, if a woman say a man did this or did that, we as people is quick to jump to the woman defense, and sometimes it's the women that be the aggressive. I believe I said a couple of years ago. Sometimes, it's a lot of men that get abused by a
Hmm.
woman,
Yeah, and they
but
don't report it.
the thing is, if a man go and call the police and say, "Hey, this woman is abusing me," they laugh about it. People
Right.
laugh about it. Oh, you
Or they'll
weak.
say, "Oh, you couldn't handle that."
Yeah, you weak.
If I did handle it, I'd be in jail. Like it's
Exactly.
a catch-22.
Exactly. I was telling my wife about a story the other day, which I've said it, I believe I said it on the show before, but my ex-wife had we had broke up. She moved out. I gave her everything. I had a blanket, my clothes, the TV and the stereo. Tell her she can have everything else. Okay. She come back to the apartment. Come back on to the apartment, wouldn't give up the key. Came in, called 911, hung up. They show up. I'm like, what's going on? Well, we got a 911 hang up. Well, she called. I'm like, look, I started putting my shoes on. Dude asked me, said, what you doing? I said, man, I seen this, bro. Woman called the police, said the man did something. Man, go to jail. And the guy said, no, ain't nobody going to jail yet. But he explained to her, hey, it's nothing here. Why are you here? It's clearly that he gave you everything. Why are you here? And she couldn't explain it. He said, look, you need to leave. You come back, you go into jail. So it happens. But unfortunately, um, we as people, we jump to the woman defense quite a bit. And this
Well, and
woman,
also we still have that double standard that women are damsels in distress. Like we can't take care of ourselves. So and you see that in the way they make these laws.
yeah,
So it's just that's just the way of the world until we change our mindset.
uh, I'm reading. Okay. Welcome to the show. T. Cal is in the house. Thank you for supporting the show. Um, here all the time. Pola Berliski, probably a fake name. I don't know. But welcome to the show. Um, since you're here, please take the time out and like, share, subscribe, whatever platform you're on. And let's do it. Um, so, Radio have said a couple of things, and I've been trying not to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
he's,
still laughing at the Sean Penn situation. Can you imagine 1980 Sean Penn and her?
oh Lord,
I think there will be an implosion somewhere.
uh, uh, okay. I'm trying to. I need to get somebody to be able to run through some of these because and what I'm doing, I'm pausing because Pola, first time on the show, making a lot of comment. We have to monitor our comments because we have people that come in put out false information, but we want to make sure. Um, uh,
Yeah, there's some
that
skewed ideas coming out of those.
yeah.
Like,
I don't agree with that last comment you put, but that's your opinion. And see, that's the great thing about this show. Everybody entitled to their own opinion, long as you are speaking truth. Um, and the good thing about it, I have a choice. Either I can put your comment out, or I could just bypass it. My choice. But definitely, um, So I'm gonna assume I heard that from the 2000 so I talked about abortion. I don't.
Yeah, because
Oh, I'll let you deal with that since they call you by name.
I
Um,
mean, there's nothing to respond to. It's
oh,
gibberish.
okay.
Like it's nonsense. Like that's like people using the Bible and certain verses for their own agenda.
Or not reading the full verse.
Right. And it's just out of context.
Not reading the
Um,
full verse.
right.
Uh,
And so, you relating one thing to another and trying to bridge it together is it's not working. Um, so, but a simple Google search, and you may need to get rid of the tarot one. I think
yeah,
that's a spam bot.
yeah, because that uh, probably gonna be
Like,
um, one of those that come up. You know how they normally do. They
yeah.
do a ride by, type by.
Yeah,
So
because like the Paula Berlinski, like she's found all this stuff, but it's like you could post the last one with much less than you pretend to.
yeah,
Uh, what do you mean by that? Like what?
that's what I'm saying. Matter of
Like it
fact,
makes no sense.
uh, yeah.
What are
Matter of
you
fact,
referring to? Like she's posting all this stuff, this nonsensical stuff, but
where's
okay,
the evidence?
right? Like okay,
Where's the evidence? Now, our phone lines are always open, but we just have one rule, and the rule is please do not block your number. If you call in, don't block your number, and we'll let you explain yourself. But come with facts. Come with
or you
facts.
will get dropped.
Real quick. T-Cow said it's foolishness. Radio talking about haven't had a drive-by in a while. No,
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's been a
right.
while. Certain topics make people come out, and
Sure, sure.
that's why the alert went up. Oh, we got somebody else. Okay, well, we're gonna do that one too.
Yeah, it's just random. It's just random nonsensical stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for the traffic.
Exactly. Matter of fact, subscribe and
Yeah,
and
like
and, and
okay.
tell your friends about it.
Because sometimes bad press is good press.
That's why I say all the time. Well, that's you had to teach me that when you was like, you know what? When we had the person to call, leave a message, uh and I said, you know what, I'm blocked them. You said no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Uh and
Let's
talking
see
about
where
no,
this
don't
goes for a minute.
said don't block them. Bad press is good press. I
Hmm.
said, okay, you're right. Um, but anyway, so I would assume they want to come in. They hungry for knowledge. That's why they sticking
Or
around.
they just need attention.
Yeah, they need
They may be
attention.
middle children and they
Is
need
that
some attention.
is that uh what's his name? Donkey what? uh, angry
Probably. He
hungry
probably got all the aliases. Was it Evil Donkey or something?
Eva Donkey. Yeah, Eva Donkey. But this week it been in the
Lost
news.
but never forgotten.
You know who it might be? It might be what's the kid name out of Houston that is in college? Um, the one I just kind of looked over last week. Uh, might be his schoolmates or something. I don't know. Uh, uh, okay, but you here? You hungry for knowledge? You hungry? Come on in. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around. Come on in. Enjoy yourself. Go get some popcorn. Get you some popcorn. Let's enjoy it. Uh, uh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Miss All Aboard is in the house. Um, so it people are hungry for knowledge. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why they coming in, and I appreciate it. Stick around for the
I
whole
like how
show.
they assume our literacy levels and they don't know our educational background. And I have 2 degrees, but and one of them is in English literature, but we won't go into all
Exactly.
that.
Um, so
So I think I know it well.
stick around, you'll learn something. Stick
I be
around.
speaking English good.
Yes, Freddie, I'm talking about the guy that's in college down in the Austin area. Gable. That's what I'm talking about, Gable. Might be his roommates or something. I don't know. I don't know. But stick around. Hopefully they'll learn something. But this story had been in the news quite a bit today, or this week, when it was leaked out that the Supreme Court is looking to overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, originally, I told Miss Risky, I said, you know what, I have a rant about this, but my thing is everybody have a choice of what they do with their body. Now, here's the key: if they overturn Roe versus Wade, they're going to turn around and other things going to be at jeopardy. Same sex marriage, um,
Interracial relationship.
interracial relationship. A lot of things going to be at jeopardies. Now, here's the problem. And I heard this woman say this morning on the talk. It was a guest on there. I don't know if it was today. My wife recorded him, so um, I don't know if it was today or yesterday. But she said something that really made sense to me. She said, if you're gonna be a donor for when you pass, now I'm not saying it word for word, but breaking it down. If you are a donor when you pass, they can do anything they want to do with your body parts. But she said, as for making the decision, what if you want to have a baby or not, they taking their rights away from you. So it seemed like they given a uh, a deceased person, a deceased body, more power over a living body, which in a sense, you they're gonna do whatever they want to. Because if a person pass, one of the first thing the doctors come and do before they take them off that machine, if they feel like they have body parts they can use, they come in and ask the family, do you know if they're a donor? Do you know if they are a donor or not? And if they say no, they not, well, is it possible we could get some of their body parts from them? So we
Yeah, but
people
I
need to
mean,
think
they
about
can
this.
ask all they want, and if you say no, because it's ultimately once the person passes and the person is not a donor, the family has the right to say no, you cannot use it.
But here's the key.
Like you have no choice, and legally they cannot just bogart somebody's body parts
But how will we know?
because the family will take that body. Well, because they usually, they have their corner or whatever set it up or and send it to the
Well,
funeral home. So it depends on their situation because certain religions they have as soon as that body is like they don't do like the what do you call it, the review of the body, autopsies.
yeah, the
A lot of
autopsy.
religions don't allow for that. So you die, you got to turn that body over because they have processes that they got to go through, and then so they have their body parts. So you don't have time to be like, oh, but this person's AB negative and is rare, and we need these parts. Well, this is our religious practice, so you can't fight that because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. And then we can't say they're not going to be shady boots, but they don't want to risk that lawsuit.
Um, but also look at it like this: with the black market for body parts,
Listen, they take them from live people on vacation. So it's not just the hospitals. I mean, if it's black market, it's black market. They're gonna get it and give you one too many margaritas that spiked, and you wake up hopefully with just a kidney missing.
Yeah,
I watched
because
Teresa.
because I know it was somewhere several years back. Um, they had a thing going on where the guys, or not just guys, but people was waking up. They probably had a drink or something at a club, casino, or something, or at a party. Wake up and they in a bathtub of ice.
And that's if you're lucky.
Exactly.
But
So
most of the time, you, your parts, you're just dead.
exactly,
And people are getting desperate, so they're just ripping them out and put them in a cooler and off they go, and leaving you dead in the alley or wherever they did in the warehouse. But going back to the Roe versus Wade situation, everybody's focusing on one aspect of this law, or with the consequences, and they're focusing on abortion. It's not all about abortions. It's about giving women the rights to take care of her body and having access to uh, uh, medical stuff that we need to maintain our bodies. Um, like, because that takes away a lot of our options. So, like, what now? I mean, along with that is birth control. So, are they going to take birth control away because that's preventing, you know, um, your options for having children? you know and then, like, Planned Parenthood, yes, they offer, well, not all Planned Parenthoods, but they offer, safer options for maybe abortions, and they also offer counseling, and they also give you like discounted medical treatment. So if I'm working 9 to 5 or in retail making $10 an hour, guess what? I don't have medical insurance.
mm,
So I need to go to Planned Parenthood, pay $90, and get my hoo ha checked out and make sure everything's working. Because, ovarian cancers and things like that, they're ramp, fibroids, you can have cysts on your ovaries, and these things, they're life threatening. So now you're taking women's rights away to get treatment that they need, on a basic level. And then also, like, it's just a whole, like, why are men so quick to regulate our bodies? Because if we going down this rabbit hole, then we need to take away Viagra. Like I said before, it's God's will your dick don't work. Sorry for the language, but it's true. And
say it
also,
like you
like,
feel.
now it takes 9 months for a baby to be born, but a man could spread his seed through multiple women, and he can impregnate hundreds of women in 9 months.
In 9
So
months.
that's a bunch of unwanted pregnancies. So let's promote vasectomies. You know, Men ain't gonna do that. They don't want to touch their parts, but they're all up in our business. So stay out of grown, like your grannies used to say, stay out of grown folks' business, stay out of women's business. But
Better
us,
yet, do like the
but
song say, clean
yeah,
around sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around others.
right.
Because what goes on in your household, you sitting fat and large. It's people out here struggling, trying to decide between food and gas right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a struggle. It's a
Yeah.
very hard struggle. But with you don't have to struggle like that. But when people are struggling trying to make a decision between food, gas, healthcare, or medication, that's a problem. That's why I left radio message up so long. The GOP want women to have the kids, but don't believe in universal health care after they are born.
Right. Because they're SOL after they're born. It's
And not
like,
only
and they
that,
get mad at the parent for neglect and penalize them when they can't care for these kids. And then all they say is, well, they should have been more careful.
yeah, and it's law here in the US that you have to carry health care insurance. So
Yeah.
I-
And you're penalized financially. And these people who don't have health insurance don't have it for a reason. They can't afford it. They
exactly.
can't afford it.
And,
Anything happens, they can't afford to get basic treatments.
And there's still a lot of companies. One reason why you see all these not hiring signs, because a lot of companies are still paying low money, $8 an hour,
Yeah, which is
or
not a livable wage at all.
exactly. And then they, as high as gas is,
And
uh,
food,
food,
like you can, and then this is what kills me. Like everything, like you go to the store, there's no cashiers, you got to go self checkout.
self
So, and
checkout.
then they're saying, oh, well, we don't want to increase. Well, if we increase, the wages, then we have to raise our prices of our goods. Well,
You
ain't nobody
already
working
done that.
these counters, so shouldn't prices be going down? Because I'm ringing up my groceries. I need a discount because I'm working for y'all now. Like it makes no
Exactly.
sense.
So we need to look at what's best for the people. And I'm gonna be honest, I hate the fact that there's a war going on. I hate it. But they sending all this money over to other countries and they not taking care of home.
Like you got
Which
to take
is
care of home first, and if you have some left over, then you can go over there.
yeah, you need to take care of home first because here it is for the first 2 years. What we waited for? What? How much was it? $2,400 worth of
Twenty four
stimulus.
hundred dollars, and but if you had kids, a
Yeah, it was a
thousand per
little bit
kid or
more,
something.
but still, that's nothing.
Right. And people, we were in this pandemic for what, over a year?
No, we've been in it for over two
Well,
years,
no,
ain't we?
like at the time that
Yeah.
happened, at that time.
Well, we
So at
waited
that
a
time,
year to
it had
get.
been a year
I think it
and
was
or over
almost
a
a year
year.
before the first one.
Right. And so it's like they should have paid people out because people are losing their jobs. People had no income. People were getting kicked out of their apartments. And then they were like, "Oh, we're going to freeze it so that people can stay in their apartments or their, not have to worry about their mortgages, put a freeze on that." But then once it activated, they had no income to pay that off.
Exactly. Now, also, I heard one of I got me over here stuttering. Heard, heard one of the dumbest statement the other day. Now, on the news, uh, they was talking about we're at the beginning of a recession.
We've been in a recession. Where you
Exactly. But hold on. One guy said raising the interest rate is going to be good for everybody. How will it be good for everybody and people are already
he means
struggling
the rich
now?
people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they
I
say
wasn't looking
everybody,
at
they're
that
not
part.
thinking about the little peons
Yeah,
because
I
none
wasn't
of the
thinking
like
about that.
taxes and all that stuff, it benefits the wealthy. Like they make money off of the working man.
Exactly. Uh,
Like the fact that Elon Musk can like spend 44 what million on Twitter
44
and not
million.
even
How much
not
would,
even think about it, and he can still do space rocket trips
wait a
and
minute, was it? It was 44 billion, right?
oh, is it billion or million? I don't know.
I
Yeah,
thought it was billion.
it may be billions. It may be billions.
44
Yeah.
million ain't much
Yeah,
to
for them.
them.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like he has that much money because he has all the tax breaks and all the things, and it's like no, taxes should be comparable to your wages. Like they have like the tiers, the tax brackets. That's what we need to adhere to. And if you make $10 an hour, there's no reason why you're paying the same amount of taxes I pay because I make more than you. And it should go on and on and on. It should be tiered and that's how it should be. But they're not doing that. Everybody's on the same playing field, and it's not fair and it's not right. And so, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I'm trying. It was 44 billion with a
Yeah,
B.
billion,
44 billion.
more than what I'll ever have.
Can you imagine what a
No,
billion, what
because and
1
then
billion could
also
have
like,
done for
why
people?
do you need that much money? You can't take that with you. You couldn't even spend all that money, even if you tried. Like the fact that he still got 200 and something $billion because 44 is like just $20 to us. You know what I
So
mean? Like he's going to keep making money.
So, how much did we say it would cost to pay off everybody's student loan?
It was 1.7 trillion, and then we just sent over there 1.6 trillion because to give the Ukraine's aid. But we don't have the money to clear everybody's student loan debts. We don't have the money or resources for reparations. I mean, how would that work out? Well, legalize weed and and casinos. And there's your, use the taxes from that to build that up. And then also whenever there's a war, it's amazing how much money they can come up off of. Like for
Exactly.
real, 1.7 trillion dollars. Okay, we'll send it over there. And then what did they give to the Middle East? Like they had all these programs set up for them and monetary funds sent over there, and our people are struggling. And this is during the pandemic. It's like you have people out of work, people losing their homes,
Exactly.
living in cars. Like how are you gonna have a job and be homeless? Like that makes no sense to me. But everything's inflated and we've gotten like nothing's changed except prices.
Mm,
Like an
yeah.
apple is still an apple. And
Some
then why are we saying why is gas prices rising up? It had nothing to do with the pandemic because they've been on a rise, and they blame in Russia, and that's only 2% of what we get. We have like a whole industry, and then in Texas we have refineries everywhere.
but we getting fuel from other people.
2%.
It don't.
So where the 98% come from?
Mm.
So why are we, and yeah,
And
that makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense. I need somebody to explain that to me like I'm a toddler.
and now they're pointing the fingers about the gas prices going up.
Right.
They saying, "Oh, it's the fuel company that actually control it." They
They're
saying
price
no,
gouging. That's what they're doing. They're price gouging. We have the surplus because when we had a storm, and somebody, I'm not going to name names, but one of our presidents said we have a surplus of 10 years and prices should stay about the same. But you can Google that. I'm not going to point fingers, but I remember that. It ain't been 10 years.
so let me.
And we probably had more gas since then, produced since then.
Which storm was it? Because we
The
had.
most recent, hold on, let me get this. Good.
Was it? We're not gonna say name, but was it him?
Surplus. Oops.
Was it
Stop
him?
it. What? No.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was trying to blame him. While you looking that up, I'm gonna make a comment though. All the boys said I wouldn't choose an abortion, but you can't make a person grow something in your body. What if they drink, did drug, or self harm the whole pregnancy? I
And see that
actually,
now you can be penalized for that. Say I don't know I'm pregnant and I'm drinking, having a good old time, miscarry, I can be charged as a murderer.
and they try to charge a young lady in Texas as with a murder
Right.
because she
So
went
it's like
somewhere else and
abortion
had
is
a
murder.
had an
So
abortion.
now every miscarriage is going to be looked at as, did you cause this? And so it's going to be a witch hunt. So now women who miscarry and need medical help are not going to get the treatment they need. They could get infections. And now what are we doing?
And then I think I sent you a story earlier that was talking about the abortion pill, where they talking about they're also talking about banning that, the abortion pill. So it's a lot with it. It's just I don't think this is the right decision. They should not have a choice about what a person do with their body. Just like the ones that yell, "It's my right." Well, it's a woman's right to decide what happened to her body. I think Tupac said it the best. How can a man tell a woman what to do with their body?
Exactly. Again, they are all up in our business, don't even know the workings of our body.
And the only thing they want is that.
It's the hit it and quit it. But again, like I posted something on Facebook, and so if me, not allowing my eggs to be properly fertilized or whatever is a murder, then you masturbating is murder. You
Oh,
spilling your seed.
now,
And if you want
now,
to use, because hey, it starts there. Without
yeah.
that, it starts there. That's the
Ho-
beginning of life.
Hold on, because it was a woman here in Texas a couple of
Life
years
begins at
back.
erection.
It was a woman here in Texas a couple of years ago, and people kind of laugh about it. Matter of fact, I think I talked about it on the show when it happened. She filed a motion for a bill to be passed that masturbation was illegal.
Mhm. I mean, if and then most of those people they're quoting from the Bible, guess what? You shouldn't be spilling your seed. It says that. But
Mm.
also, if you're using the Bible to justify, women having not having abortions, well, God then killed Pharaoh's firstborns. Like all he killed his son. So where's it in? Like seriously, it's all in the Bible. If we want to see how I skewed the facts and stuff, you could do that with anything. But it still states it in the Bible. He did, kill the firstborns and sent
I,
that plague and all that stuff. So leave our bodies alone. Let women do what they're gonna do because if they can't take care of a live baby, and they can't take care of a live baby.
well, look at it like this. Look at um, foster care, adoption. How many kids is in there?
Right. And then when they're 18, they just send them on their way.
I I I kid you not. I know people that deal um with the CPS system, and they have said one of the hardest part of that job, not removing a child to put him in a safe place, but when that child turned 18, having to go pick that child up and drop him off at a bus station
Hmm.
with nowhere to go, with all their belongings, and that's it. That's why we talk about and push a lot of things. But what they have said, a child that is in foster care or anything like that, they have options. But a lot of time those options are not told to them because if you are in foster care and you reach 18, you can get free college, which would also include your boarding. So if someone that is in foster care listening to the show, and I think you have, I want to say it's up to 5 years once you turn 18. Don't quote me on that, but at least 2 to 5 years, you still have that option of doing that. So it's not like if you don't do it right away, you lose it. You have a little time, but the best thing you can do instead of being put out at a bus station, work on getting into a school. If you are a foster parent, please let your foster children know when you turn 18, even if they're young, let them know early when you turn 18. If you haven't been adopted, you have options. You have options. You can go to school, go to college, and they will still pay for it. So definitely do that.
But it's even still, it's where are they gonna live? They need, like
Well, if they go to college, they're gonna pay for it. The
yeah,
money
but are
they
they
was
paying
given,
for the dorms and housing?
it will cover it because the money they was paying that foster parent, they will use that money to pay for the schooling, for the
Okay.
school and board.
Yeah, we need to do better in taking care of our people. We need to get a handle on all that.
As, exactly. I agree with you on all the board. The only reason why the people pay less taxes is because of kickbacks and donation to politicians. I agree with that. Now, all aboard, I started laughing when I read this while ago, and I try not to read the message too long, too far and ahead of time because certain things I'm gonna laugh about. Say sorry, Kurt. We got to charge man with the 37 billion potential babies y'all throw away each time.
And some of them are deformed. So, I mean, they want to say we can't do a preemptive strike And then like what was that? Somebody in Congress was asking about ectopic pregnancies, talking about, well, why are we going to abort those when they're ectopic? It's like, fool. Again, you don't know how the female bodies work. Ectopic pregnancies mean it's outside of the uterus. Babies can't survive outside of the uterus. It's gonna die anyway. So let's take that out so the woman don't get infection and die. So we can take it out. So everything's at stake here. Like women are going to be like having infections, dying left or right. And what you men don't want is for us to lock up our little storefronts and y'all be humping each other, since we can't, you have to rely on us to be the responsible party.
Exactly.
Now.
Uh, all the boys said, as a foster parent, I can confirm they don't care about helping those children. Um, it's very important because foster care have to go through a strict background check, which a lot of them make it through the crack. We've seen it where some foster parents have been charged with abuse and doing some other things. Um, but then also, they know this information, but unfortunately, they don't share this information with the child. As far as they concerned, once that child turned 18, that money stop, that child gotta go. That child have to go. And And to be honest, some of these cases we seen that happen with foster parents is kind of like when they turn 18, sometimes that's the best thing that can happen to that child because of the abuse that they actually endured during that foster care stay. So definitely share the information with the kid, give them the opportunity, give them that opportunity to do what's right. And my hat goes off to social workers. I know several of them that follow me on Facebook, and uh, I know one in particular, and uh, they've had their own kids that are grown, but they didn't stop there. They went back, they adopted some kids, and then they adopted more kids. And I would send them a message every once in a while, say, "Hey, appreciate you because you are the best thing no kids can have." And each one of those kids have adopted, they treated them like they was their own kid. And that's what we need, more people that is passionate about it. So I'm not saying all case workers don't care, but I know this particular one, they do care. So um, Hollowboy said if they have mental or behavior issue, like most do, they can also get Social Security benefit, which include health care. Yes, they can, because some kids, they get out of these situations, but they still deal with the drama that happened to them while they was in that system. I know people that have been in some terrible situations, but they was removed out of it, but they never addressed that issue. And as a child, they still dealing with the same issue because mentally that's what they used to. That's why we talk about mental health on the show. That's why we have counseling on the show. And we really need to provide more help for people. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, people don't want help. Well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force that horse to drink. But at least put the option out there. Some people feel like they don't need counseling. That's why I'm so
And that's why
open.
we needed to have better health care, because if we had it initially, we wouldn't be having these discussions. Like it would be normal. It would be a normal part of our, physical exam. Maybe you get one mental, test or evaluation along with your physical. Maybe that would have been incorporated with that, just to say, hey, let me check in with you. How are you feeling? Maybe we could do this. Like make it a part of our normal, process in our physical care and mental care.
Well,
Lump it all together, but we don't want to do that.
hold
But
on. We got Michelle Obama calling, First Lady Michelle. Hold on, real quick. I got the phone right tonight. Miss Obama. Oh,
maybe not.
hold on. I didn't put it on speaker. My bad. Hold on. That's my fault. Miss Obama, you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing tonight?
Don't do that. Don't do that, Miss Obama. They're gonna think the first lady's calling.
Well, you the first lady of Miami. MIA.
Wow, that may be Trina. Thank you.
Oh.
No, but I wanted to speak on this topic because you have a bunch of very important topics tonight. Hello, Miss RsKee.
Hey.
Okay, viewers. As far as the foster care system, there are a lot of services that if you don't have an advocate to really fight them for the resources, you won't know. And it varies from state to state, I believe. Because in Florida, I believe you only get $300 per month. Other states, it could be different. I think they should limit the amount of children that a foster family can have.
I thought they did have
I
caps in
think
that.
I think in Texas they have actually made it hard to be a foster parent now. Where they used to have foster group homes, and they cut that out here in Texas.
Children end up abused in the foster care system. Even the children, the Turpins out of California, there was like about, I believe, 13 children who were being abused by their parents. And then it turns out after they were removed from those horrible conditions, they were placed in foster care. And some of them were SA'd, which is, abused physically. And the abuse continued once they were removed. And these children had people raised about like $400,000 or something for these children because it was a famous case, and they were still abused within that system. There has to be monitoring.
Well, a couple of years back, it was a couple. I want to say they was from the East Coast somewhere, and it was word that they had abused their foster kids, and they end up driving the truck off the cliff, killing them, as well as the foster kids.
That was the Hart family. That was in they killed the children and the family in California, but I believe they were from Seattle. That's where they lived, and that little boy became famous during the Mike Brown protests because he had a sign that where he was giving out free hugs. I remember that case. That was the Hart family. That
might be another family.
That's the one that drove them off the cliff, and he drove them off. That's the one.
It was the two. It was the two married females, right?
Lesbian couple.
Yes.
That was the Hart family.
Okay.
And they both had mental illness, and mental illness shouldn't limit you from being able to help children, but you should have. I don't know. You should have some strict monitoring. And the thing is, I don't think that they have enough employees, enough monitoring done. They're just ready to get these children into another home because they don't have enough places to put them.
But they also don't have enough resources.
Hold on. I'm sorry. She can't hear you, RsKee. Hold on.
I need her to be able to hear me, Kurt Dog.
I'm sorry. I didn't put the earphones there. Okay, now go ahead, Miss RsKee.
I forgot what I said. No, I said they don't have enough resources to monitor these cases. That's the problem. How a lot of these cases get swept under the rug, or these kids end up dead or in horrible situations because they don't have the counselors available to go, the social workers to go into the homes and evaluate the see how the kids are living, because we don't make it easy on them. And again, I think that should be a part of that whole, program. Like, we have enough money to send over there. Let's put it into after school programs, medical care, social workers, so that we in mental, health, because social workers, they're already stretched to, they're stretched.
Yeah, because
Stretched
one
thin.
thing, one
And
one
so
thing.
they need to be able to, decompress and maybe speak to someone so that they can improve how they work. And we also make it easier for other people to be a part of the program and not put so much stress on individuals to have like 80 cases. Like, it should be capped.
Well,
So
well, the thing is with social workers, uh, if your number is up next, you could get called at any time of the night, and they expect for you to answer that call. If you got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go pick up a child that is 200 miles away, you gotta go.
but see, here's the thing, because I watched my true crimes, and there was a case where these kids were getting abused, and it was like a lesbian couple. Um, and what was it? Evil, evil, evil lives here. So look that up. It's the most recent. It's like probably 6 shows ago. So anyway, lesbian couple had these kids. They weren't adopted children, but they were getting checked in on because, like, I don't know, wasn't a good home environment. But one of the kids they kept in the closet. No, 2 kids they kept in the closet. A little black boy, he was like biracial, and then the white brother. Kept them in the closet for a year. They had to do everything in that closet. Social worker comes in to check on them. She doesn't leave the living room. She doesn't go upstairs to look at the children. And they even said if she had gone up to the stairs, and she would have smelled the foulness of the fecals and all the stuff. But she didn't, because she was like, she just saw this lovely lesbian couple and was like, oh, everything's fine. The living room looks good.
Okay.
So not everybody is actually going in and doing their job because they're cutting corners.
From my experience, what I've seen is a lot of these people are not really qualified. A lot of the people that are in charge of, I don't know if they're technically social workers, but a lot of the
Probably
case
not.
monitors are not qualified, and they're not. I'll give you an example. A child was in my home and was delivered to my home with drugs on her, and she admitted to me that she had them. She gave them to me voluntarily, and I was furious. How could you bring a child to my home with drugs? And they told me that they pick and choose their battles. But here's what? No. And sometimes that's the attitude, because they told me, oh, it's just marijuana. Here's the thing: it's illegal in my state, and it's not good for a child. We've established that, right? I had to get tested for all of those things. If I had it in my system, I wouldn't qualify. So, but then apparently that social worker also smokes. Now, I'm not judging what anyone does in their own home as an adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a child, that is not acceptable. As a child under supervision, if they would have got pulled over, they would, come on, that is just ridiculous. But that is the type of mindset that some of them have. If they don't pay them enough, it's just a job to some people.
So like I
Okay.
said, they cut corners. And then also another case, you can watch this on Netflix, the Gabriel Fernandez situation, little 8-year-old boy who was killed by his mother and her boyfriend. Like, there was like documented neglect and abuse, to the point where they actually sent the boy to an uncle, but then they fought it because the uncle was gay, and they were like, there was question that the boy may be gay, but he was 8, like he's 8. And they did everything to this boy, like he had plugs missing out of his head. And even the teacher, like they noticed all these things and they all dropped the ball. The teachers, uh, the family, and the social worker who saw the
Oh,
kid. And so it was just like he ended up dying. Like it made no sense. Like
and you
he
know
could
what?
have just
The school system, with school being closed for 2 years, you know what I've seen after COVID? I've seen a bunch of children that just disappeared, and it's coming out in the media, Miss RsKee, where they've been gone for 2 years because no one was really monitoring if they were on that online school,
right.
right? If they were doing school remotely, they weren't being monitored. School is one of our biggest lines of defense as well. You know, a teacher can or a lunch lady can report child has bruises on them.
Okay.
But everybody's in that mindset, and not my problem. And that's the problem.
I wanna make a correction. We talked about the Hart family, but I see the story. But the thing is, I want to say they killed all 6 of their adopted kids. There was no survivor at all, from what I'm reading, and so I think I don't know about the young man that you talked about that was up there when Michael Brown was killed. Um,
I'll tell you.
but from what I'm reading, look like all 6 of them did. All 6 kids plus the parents was killed, and said that they was drunk and they just drove off the cliff. And according to witness, they uh, said that they was up there and they just drove off the cliff. They heard the engine roll up and they just crashed.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make that correction. That could have been someone who could have read it, or it could be from a whole different case.
No,
Because
no, no. It was the same. It was the same thing. It was Devontae Hart, the little boy. He had on a brown jacket with a little like. It was a very famous picture.
hold on.
It was Devontae Hart, and he brought a lot of notoriety to that family. Now the family, it was it was a lesbian couple. It was a mixed family. They adopted some of the children actually from Texas, right? Texas had a law. I don't know if it's still in place, and you can fact check me on this.
And
it made it easier to adopt.
Yeah, that's it. In 2018.
okay, because I'm seeing
Devontae and his siblings were in their family's SUV when it was reportedly intentionally driven off the 100-foot cliff by his adoptive family.
and they saying that Devontae body has never been recovered, though
Correct.
police believe he died alongside his sibling.
He died.
Yes.
And 5 children were found at or near the scene.
Is a neighbor reported the family because Devontae, they were starving the children, and Devontae went to a neighbor apparently, and there's interviews about it, and he was asking for food, and then the family ended up eventually calling.
Okay, I do see him in the picture. I guess this, like I said, it's been a while ago. So RsKee just showed me a picture of her, of Devontae, and I do see him in the picture. Yeah, she just showed me a picture of it, and show that picture again, Miss RsKee.
And I gotta go back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one she mentioned earlier with the free hugs.
Yeah, the free hugs. So that is Devontae, because I see him in the picture. So sometimes these stories are, excuse me, can be kind of confusing.
A lot of scrutiny on that family and a lot of attention. That family was strange. They were collecting children. There's no reason for that family only had one working person in the family?
Well,
That should be questioned.
well,
Only one parent works.
well, you also got to look at this. I know they was adopted, but it's benefits to come along with adoption,
Right.
foster parents, and all of that. Foster parents do get paid for it. Adoption is a little bit different. They don't get paid for it. So
So they may
uh,
have had the means. I don't know what the jobs were, but you know, if they had the means to have one as a stay-at-home parent, who's going to argue against that? But they should cap it, like depending on your income. You know what I mean? And
One
you
one
know they need to evaluate
only
that.
one parent worked, and she worked in retail and like a bills, which is like that is like you don't get paid that much working not to take care of all them children.
no, it's kind of hard today, but yeah, that's all right. So I made a mistake. Miss Risky did correct me. I was trying to read this story, but during the show,
But
it's
there's
hard.
so many instances where parents are adoptive families are mistreating and abusing children. Like they all kind of run into each other, like for real. Um,
Exactly.
but let
But
me interject and go back about the oil situation. So this will be quick, but they stated that during 2020, amid peak lockdown, uh, inventories of petroleum shot up massively, and it was like twofold. So, and that was after the the surplus or whatever. Like we have the inventory, so it's the companies, the gas companies. They're just jacking up the prices. They're price gouging, and the government should intervene and stop them from, and cap it and say, listen, we're in a pandemic. We're in this, like the toilet paper situation. Let's limit it. They can't charge $10 for a 4 pack of Charmins.
keep going, keep going,
Yeah,
keep going.
no, that's it. No.
No, I
So,
just
but yeah, so it's like we have the
Well,
inventory and we produce most of the
well,
oil in our lands.
first of all, and this is key. I think we have enough money in this country to do the right thing by all the people here. I
We
firmly
do,
believe that.
we do,
I
but it's
don't wait.
greed. It's greed. We're lining the pockets of corporate America
exactly.
and
Um,
and affording them the right to have rockets and go to space because that's important.
for somebody, but also I know I kind of felt like when I started this, it was going to be kind of hard to get off these subjects and keep our time right. Yeah, because after 9:30, Miss Risky she started dozing off. So
Well, I turned
Okay.
into a pumpkin because I got a gerb.
I'll let you guys go and get back to the topic at hand. But I just wanted to point out about the foster care. That system, if we put as much money into that as we do into abortion, right? Into challenging abortion, maybe we could save the kids that are here.
well, I'm gonna say
That's my
this
point.
about foster care because a lot of people get approved for foster care, and normally because they got to come out and inspect the house and everything before you able to become a foster care. You cannot have any weapons in the house, as for firearms. You cannot have any liquor in the house either, even if it's in a safe. You cannot
What?
have it.
So I
Yes.
can never be a foster parent.
Um, so the thing
And you
is,
have to also have like locked cabinets. You don't know if a child might have issues with self harm.
true.
You have to be, if you're taking it seriously, these are children's lives. You have to, have a locked cabinet.
Well, also you
You
have
know,
to look at it like this. They also have to do a background check of everyone that lives in that house. Here in the DF Dub,
hmm
a couple of years ago, it was a young lady had been fostering parent for a while. But guess what? Her son moved in, and I believe he allegedly assaulted one of the foster kids, sexual assaulted, if I'm not mistaken. So
hmm
that's what you got to be concerned about because when you are a foster parent, just anybody cannot come to your house. It don't make a
but the
difference if
thing
it's
is,
you're
those
not supposed
foster
to have.
parents, a lot of them don't. They know those rules. They break them because they know there's no monitoring.
Well,
They know that they won't be monitored.
you're not supposed to have get-togethers, have random folks coming over, lest they have gone through that background check. You're not supposed to have nobody around those kids. Unfortunately,
That's a fact.
that's a failure within the system. And I would say this: if it's anybody that had been that grew up in the foster system, or if you work with foster kids, and if you'd like to come on the show, please reach out to me. We can get you on the show, um, and we can have open discussion about it, because we want to make sure we putting out correct information about it. But um, I lost train of thought. All aboard. I know. I'm gonna try to run through these other stories real quick that we're gonna
I'll be
talk about,
watching.
and then we're gonna try to fly it up out of here for Miss Risky can go to bed on time, and she ain't calling me tomorrow. Be talking about I stayed up too late on the show. But I appreciate you for always supporting the show, and continue to support the show. Tell your friends, like, share, subscribe, and definitely have them to tune in to. I appreciate you for always calling and being a part of the show. Um,
I'll be watching in the comments. Thank you.
I
Good night.
appreciate it. All aboard. Good night. Thank you. That was all aboard, straight out of MIA, Miami. I can't wait until I get a chance to come to Miami. She said she's gonna take a salsa dancing. Hey, I can't do it, but I
I
can.
mean, I like salsa.
Yeah, I like some good salsa myself. But so we're gonna try to run through these next couple of stories. Try to hit them real quick. Just gonna want y'all to know, uh, as they say, FYI or FYP, either one. But 4 days ago. Now, I know in the past we done shows the difference between black laws and white laws. We're just gonna highlight a couple of them when it's dealing with voter fraud or allegedly voter fraud. Um, so this woman out of Arizona, Tracey Kay McKee, 64, is one just a handful of voter fraud case from the Arizona 2020 election that have led to charges. Um, so what Tracey Kay McKee did, unfortunately, her mother passed away before the election, but she took it up on herself to vote for her mother. To vote for her mother. Now, the judge rejected a prosecutor request that she should serve at least 30 days in jail because she lied to investigators, and demanded that they hold those comment voter fraud accountable. Um, Instead, she ended up getting 2 years of probation. 2 years of probation for voter fraud, even though Trump uh, recommended that people go out and vote twice. Now she get 2 years of probation, and you can type her name, Tracey Kay McKee, and you will find the story. Now, here's another story. Pamela Moses out of uh, Tennessee. Now, with her, uh, I believe she was jailed over voting error. It's a difference. Voter fraud, voter error. Because with her, um,
She didn't know if she could vote or not, or something.
she
She didn't know she was ineligible to vote.
she didn't know because she had lost her voter rights years ago from being arrested. That's fine. But listening to The story I read earlier said allegedly her probation officer was telling her it was okay. But as um, soon as she ran for mayor, if I'm not mistaken, that's when it all came out. And she said she was unaware she was ineligible to vote, and state official acknowledged they made an error in indicating to her that she was eligible. But she was facing 6 years in prison because she was given wrong information. Now, that's just one incident. Now, Tracey was facing 30 days in jail for lying to the investigators. 30 days in jail. Immediately, the sister was faced with 6 years in prison. Luckily, all charges was dropped against Pamela Moses. That's a great thing because she was given false information. Now, she definitely tried to find out before she did it, and she said, "Yes, you can." She was told, "Yes, she can vote," so she kept voting, all because someone that should have known that she was ineligible to vote. So that's the difference. Now somebody may say, "Oh, that's just one incident." Mm-mm. Let's come on back to my neighborhood, Texas. Crystal Mason um, had actually voted. Didn't know, because she had a federal felony conviction related to tax fraud. She didn't know that Texas prohibited felons from voting until they finished their sentence entirely. Mason voted in the last president election at the urging of her mother and cast the provisionary ballot when poll workers couldn't find her name on the voter registration roll. The ballot was never counted because Mason was not an eligible voter. But during the 2018 trial, probation official testified that they never told Mason she could not vote. Never told her. But the appeal court said that didn't matter. Mason was
Yeah, because
guilty.
ignorance is not a defense.
Exactly. So she's currently, I don't know if she's still in jail, uh, but she was sentenced, I believe, to 5 years in prison for that. And this was a nationwide story about her case. So once again, Tracey Kay McKee was offered 30 days in jail for lying to investigators, knowing that she wrongfully voted for her deceased mother. These
And
two
then the other
sisters made a
person,
mistake.
it was she just wasn't aware. Like she
Wasn't
was
aware.
misinformed and she was voting for herself, not other parties.
So it's a bit difference between black laws and white laws for the ones that think it's not. That's that's it right there. That's one of them. Um, I know tonight we actually talked about mental health quite a bit tonight, and I guess before Miss Risky and I came on about an hour before, um, I ran across the story on Instagram, which is heartbreaking. Um, a college student, Erlana Miller, she leaves heartbreaking message on Instagram minutes before committing suicide. She said, "May this day bring me rest and peace. I have fought this urge since my early teenage years. I gave this life all the fight I had. To everyone who has entered my life, I'm so grateful, and I can only imagine how this may find you. I have been surrounded by people who may have honestly thought that I was okay. but I haven't been okay for a while. I struggle so much through just this year alone, from COVID to tearing my ACL to nearly failing all my classes. To the people in my life, I pray you learn to vocalize your feeling and get help always. I failed at that, and I'm afraid it's too late. Mom, thank you so much. I pray you know I'm at a rest. I'm at rest now. You wouldn't give. You would have given anything to see me happy. You have given everything to see me happy. I'm happy in the water where everything is still and peaceful. I have written so many suicide notes in my life, but finally I reach my end. I hope this teaches everyone to check on your strong friend, to be present always. I'm contradicting myself, but never give up. I know that I'm letting a lot of people down by what I'm about to do, but truth is, I've already let down so many people throughout my life, and it just feels unbearable. I've lost my connection to God. The devil seemed to have won, and that is okay. I blame no one for this. I thank everyone for all they've done, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But thinking about how everyone else would feel about my death is not enough either. I tried to please and make everyone else happy my entire life. I've been dead inside for too long. To everyone I love, just remember that this is not your fault. And I pray you don't find guilt in my situation. To my granddad, I wish you were here to tell me I'm being stupid, to tell me it's not worth it. But you left me and found your own peace. I've always been stubborn and prideful, just like you. I always dreamed of becoming so many things that I am today. But they just aren't enough. I'm not I'm not enough. I haven't felt enough for a while. But I say all this to say I'm done fighting. My battle is over. I pray everyone found peace in that. Um, we talked about mental health so much today. Um, and the thing is, mental health is real. We're all up under a lot of stress, up under a lot of stress. No matter who you are, you're not in this fight alone. Reach out to someone. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline Lifeline is 1-800 273 8255. 1-800 273 8255. Coming up next month, um, we will have a counselor on the show, Miss Dion Simmons. She will be on the show. If you are struggling right now, please do not forget. I try to say it on the show all the time. You can get free counseling. A lot of healthcare are offering free counseling with your insurance. If you have insurance, if you work, go to your HR, ask about the EAP program, Employee Assistance Program, ask for help. If you are in the DFW, matter of fact, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what state you in. If you need help, you can reach out to me or reach out to Miss Dion Simmons, and she can get you help in your state. Um, she can get you help, so definitely don't deal with this battle alone. Mental health is serious. We all up under a lot of stress, and what our leaders don't realize, how the gas prices keep going up, the cost of food keep going up, is putting more stress on people. So definitely don't try to deal with this alone. Like Miss Miller said, be vocal about the way you feel. Psychological Today is another resource where you could go to their website. You can find um, help in your area. So that's, to me, that's heartbreaking to hear this young lady taking her life because she felt like it was over. You can always reach out and get help. Um, but definitely, no matter what, you're worth more than that. So I want to appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you all aboard Radio Chaos, TCal, everyone else that have came into the chat or just sat back and listened. We appreciate you. Um, we really appreciate you for always tuning in. And until next week, you can look for us on social media by both our names, whichever platform you're on. Miss RsKee or RsKee Books, either one, or Speak on It Kurt Dog. Just Google it, it'll come up. But whatever you do, please get some help. Until next time, we love each and every one of you. Peace.